Welcome back to the channel. Last week, we looked at the 5 best presidents in American history. But being the leader of the free world is a thankless task. Ask any president and they'll tell you it's a job with a poison chalice. That's why only one president has been awarded a Pulitzer Prize, but which presidents were the most controversial? Which presidents divide opinion like no one else? In this episode, we'll count down the 5 most controversial presidents in US history. This is part 2 of our 2-part series on US presidents. Starting off our countdown at number 5, Andrew Jackson. A war hero and champion of the common man, Jackson was loved for expanding democracy and taking down the national bank. He's revered by many as the first populist president, a champion of the working class who took on the elite. But his Indian Removal Act, which resulted in the Trail of Tears, makes him one of the most polarizing presidents in American history. No, for Lyndon B. Johnson, the Great Society programs and landmark civil rights legislation, the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 are among the crowning achievements of his presidency. Yet his presidency became defined by the escalating Vietnam War, which sparked massive anti-war protests and divided the nation. At number 3, Richard Nixon. Few presidents have been as vilified as Nixon. Relations between the US and China were icy during the early years of the Cold War. But in 1972, Nixon became the first American president to visit China, opening a new chapter in US-China relations. His legacy, however, is overshadowed by the Watergate scandal. On August 9, 1974, he resigned from office, the only US president ever to do so. No, to George W. Bush. After the 9/11 attacks, President George W. Bush rallied the American people and launched the global war on terror. But his decision to invade Iraq remains one of the most controversial moves in modern US history. The war was deeply unpopular and ultimately destabilized the Middle East. And although he left office with high approval ratings following the Iraq War, the Bush presidency remains a highly contentious issue in American politics. No one, and at number 1, Donald Trump. A president unlike any other, Trump inspired fierce loyalty among supporters but faced 2 impeachments, constant controversy, and the events of January 6th, making him the most divisive leader in recent memory. From Jackson to Trump, these presidents left legacies that still spark debate today. This was part 2 of our series on US presidents. If you enjoyed this journey through history, like the video, share it, and subscribe for more deep dives into the leaders who shaped and divided America.